What I found is there is a distinct difference in behavior between legal ownership and psychological ownership. And if you want someone to act like an owner, including yourself, it's only psychological ownership that wins. So, quick example, legal ownership. I own some stock in Ford. I drove by a Ford factory a few days ago and I looked over it and I did not say or feel, oh, I own a few bricks in that building. That's my Ford, go for it. No, actually, I felt entitled. I looked at the factory and said, where's my dividend check? The values better go up. Legal ownership alone results in a form of entitlement. There's an expectation. This is my possession. You owe me. Psychological ownership is an identification alignment. My identity is part of the object. So how do you invoke psychological ownership? There's three things that always trigger it. First is the ability to personalize. So I have a Ford truck is the car I drive, and I am able to program the radio stations my way. I can put a bumper sticker on if I want and hang dice from the mirror, the rearview mirror. I decide. That personalization makes me have a closer affinity. The second thing is intimate knowledge. The more detail you know about something, I know what every button and thing does. I know it inside now. I've read through the whole manual the day it pulled in the driveway. I was like, I got to read this whole manual. So I have intimate knowledge. And the last part is control. I decide when I drive it, where I park it, and so forth. But here's the irony. I don't have legal ownership. I have bank notes I'm paying. The bank owns it until I make my final installment. So I don't have legal by psychological ownership. It is mine. So when someone says it's mine or ours, they're demonstrating a sense of ownership. So with our employees, our colleagues, what we have to do is give them the ability to personalize. I was saying, if you force people to comply, they will seek to defy. It's a subconscious response. So if I tell my employee, this is what you have to do, and if you fail to do it, you're going to be in trouble. Yeah, they may do it, but they're going to start elbowing their way out and seek to defy it. If I say, here's what I'm looking at, and I want you to look at it with me. How can you make this your own? What's your vision for this? I start giving them the authority to personalize it. More personalization has a greater sense of ownership. I invite them then to determine the outcome. What's your ideas around this project? Where could you see taking it? What path do you want to follow? There's a sense of control. And then also intimate knowledge. I give them exposure to as much components as possible. I encourage them to learn. They have more ownership. Do you want to share? There's one big risk factor here. If you give all the authority over something, you can cause fiefdoms. This is mine, no one else gets it, and they start becoming defensive. So we want to achieve the highest form of ownership, which is called collective psychological ownership, where we feel it's something that's our collective ownership. So for every role and function that I have here, I always have at least two people involved in it, and they say, this is our job. So we don't have a bookkeeper, we have bookkeeping that's handled by a few people. They say, we do the bookkeeping. It's our bookkeeping responsibility.